everybody, it's Christopher Small with the owner of CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning, we do probate, we do it well. Today, I want to talk to you about the 3 elements of a valid will. This is something that I haven't talked about in a while. It's sort of one of those fundamental things, and it's important. So let's chat. Before I get to that, though, I want to remind you, if you want to talk more estate planning, more probate, you have more questions, you need help, feel free to go to estatemeeting.com. You can set up a time to talk with us over the phone or in person for free, estatemeeting.com. All right. So let's talk about 3 elements of a valid will. These are crucial if you don't want your will to be invalidated and not work. All right. And these are actually pretty straightforward, although I have seen people mess them up before. So it's really important that you do these things right, that you get these steps right, and that way, your stuff goes where you want, and your people that you want are in charge, and the guardians of your children are the people that you pick. Okay, so let's see. Step 1, it needs to be in writing. It needs to be signed by you. It typically it needs to be okay. So these are all in one requirement. Okay, it needs to be signed by witnesses as well, 2 witnesses. Typically, you will also add an affidavit of those 2 witnesses so that they are not required to appear in court after you die to say, like, yeah, that was us. You can have a written sworn statement that says, this is us, we were there, this thing happened, it's all good. Just count this as my testimony. So that's number 1. Number 2, so that would boil down to it needs to be executed properly. Okay, and this is where most errors occur, in the execution of the document. It's not signed properly, it's not witnessed properly. I've seen these things happen, and then you're like, what are you supposed to do? Or there's no affidavit and the witnesses have died. That can make it very difficult to prove up the will. These are all things to consider. The second thing that needs to be done is you need to be competent. You need to, when you sign your will, you need to have the capacity to sign your will. Generally, that means you have to understand what you're doing by signing the document. You have to understand what that document is doing, the elements, what you're giving away, who you're giving it away to. You need to understand what you're doing. Often, obviously, this comes into play when someone is older. If they have begun to experience memory loss, things like that, this can become an issue potentially. And part of the reason for that is, we don't want people to be taken advantage of. That's why we have the witnesses. The witnesses attest to the capacity of the people that are signing the document. So that's number 2. And number 3 is that it's not made under duress. So if someone is holding a gun to your head and making you sign the document, it will not be valid. And that is another reason for the witnesses. Okay, the witnesses are there to make sure everything is being done on the up and up and satisfy these requirements for a valid will. Now, what you put in the will is also important, and what happens to the things in the will is also important. That's why you want to think about those things, maybe talk to a pro, and definitely put that together. Okay, that's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You need to have execution correct. You need to have the capacity to know what you're doing, understand what you're signing, and then you have to have a lack of coercion, right? Can't have somebody pointing a gun at your head making you sign. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone needs to hear it, please share it with them. If you have questions or comments, please leave them. If you're someplace you can hit the subscribe button and you don't want to miss another episode or more information, hit that button. Leave a review if you're so inclined. And if you need some help, go to estatemeeting.com. You can set up a time to talk with us over the phone or in person for free. estatemeeting.com. Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Happy to have you, and hope to talk to you again very, very soon.